Hey there, it's Toby here, and welcome to another episode of the CFS Health Recovery Podcast. Today we're talking about stop fighting. Now, this is such an important topic that gets very little attention. And to be honest, I think is probably one of the most important things that must be looked at, especially if you are doing this. And so I'm going to read you out this little quote that I kind of wrote to our free Facebook group. If you're not in there, it's called the CFS Health Recovery Info Hub. Go and find it on Facebook now and join the private community. I think there's like 4,500 people in there as we speak. But this is what I wrote. What would life look like if you stopped fighting? If you stopped attacking, pushing, and feeling like you have to beat something? You get healthy by getting healthy, not by fighting, attacking, and trying to beat an illness. If you focus on your health, it will help you. And the way you do it matters. Is it coming from a place of love and ease, or is it coming from a place of fear or fight? I'm not saying you don't need to be committed. I am not saying you don't have to do the work, but what I am saying is how you go about it matters. How would it feel if you didn't have to prove anything, didn't have to fight or beat anything, and simply you just focused on your health and well-being? How would that be for you? Now, hopefully, that was pretty profound for you. Some of you listening to this might be going, yeah, I'm already doing that. That's great. Now you just need to tell me what to actually do and I'll do it. But for a lot of you, you might not even realize it, but how you are going about your life might not be the most useful way to go about it. And it's not your fault. You know, I've said this before, but really the system has let you down. You know, if you're feeling desperate, if you're feeling like a warrior, you know, there's a lot of stuff on Instagram like the CFS warriors and the fibromyalgia warriors, and that's totally fine if it's working for you. But what I'm saying is what you're going through isn't easy, right? I get it. It's really, really hard. But if you're coming from a place of like, I'm a warrior and I need to beat this thing and we're going to stick together, it's coming from a place of lack, and it's coming from a place of almost desperation and, you know, emptiness. It's a very surface level conversation, and it keeps you stuck because we know that you don't need any more stress than you've already got right now. But if we're coming from that stress state, then what we do doesn't really help us with where we want to go. And, you know, there's a deeper conversation here around identity, which I'll do a whole nother episode on. But today I just wanted to ask you, like, how would it be if you just had nothing to prove? How would it be for you if you didn't have to beat something? You know, I remember a client once said to me, you know, I've got to get rid of it. I've got to get rid of this. It's inside of me. I've got to get rid of it. And I said, what if there's nothing inside of you to get rid of? Like, your whole mindset is towards this thing that you need to get rid of, but what if there's actually nothing that you need to get rid of, and instead you just need to get healthy, which will rid the problem anyway? And, you know, one of my favorite people in the CFS or chronic illness world is Dr. Lionel Lubitz, and he was the head of Royal Children's Hospital. He wrote the foreword for my book. I worked with him closely as I developed this program many, many years ago. And he said to me, Toby, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And it is so true. I remember at the time, and because I saw him as a patient, I was really, really sick. I was one of his worst clients. And he said to me, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. It's how you go about it. You don't want to do too much, but you don't want to do too little. And at the time, I didn't really understand what he meant by it's not what you do, it's how you do it. But now I totally do. And so we help our members inside our program to go about it appropriately. I remember I had one client who invested in our program, and I think it was like 3 months in, and she was like still stressing out about everything and really like, oh my god, like I'm not watching all the videos, and typical type A personality, like perfectionist. And we had a coaching session, and I said, hey, you didn't come here to do this. You didn't invest this money to do what you're doing. You invested it to do the opposite of what you're doing. So let's stop. Let's slow it down. Let's do it step by step and not overwhelm yourself and come from this place of, fear and desperation. And the most amazing thing happened. She literally within a month had the biggest mindset shift, and she fundamentally changed her approach. And of course, when she changed her approach, she started to get better. That same lady we're talking about is traveling the world with her family. She's got 2 kids. She's creating new opportunities for her life. She's looking at different business ideas now and is just really living a great life. And so, it's just important that we really just take stock for a moment and question, how are we going about things? Because if we have to beat something, it means there's a competition. It means there's a fight. It means it's going to be tough, potentially ugly. And we're already preconceiving that there's this thing that's in the way, where I believe this thing is helping you get on the way, and you just need to actually do the right things at the right time and have a good approach about it, and it's going to really help you move forwards. And so again, I just want to leave you with that question. Well, what would it be like if you didn't have to prove anything? What would it be like if you didn't have to prove anything, you didn't have to beat anything, you didn't have to fight anything, you didn't have to be a warrior? And again, there's nothing wrong with being a warrior in the sense of, the medieval term warrior, not worrying warrior, but the strong warrior. It can be kind of exhausting being that person. And so what if you could just be you and just do the right things at the right time, have a relaxed approach, and start moving in the direction that you want to go? And this is why we always say we're a health-focused program. And, on the video right here, I'm showing you a card. We have a quote deck card. And one of our quotes is, what we put our attention on grows. Right? So if you're listening to the podcast, I'm just showing the screen right now. What we put our attention on grows. And so the reason why this is so important is because if you put your attention on, I need to be a strong person because this is so hard and I've got to fight and struggle against this, what we put our attention on grows. So there's going to be more fighting, there's going to be more struggling. I'm not saying that it's not going to be a struggle, it's not going to be easy, but it can be simple. And sometimes we can simplify things way more than we believe that we can, and we can start to move forwards a lot more with ease. And like I said, and I've said this a million times, you do not need more complexity. A lot of our people who come to us and they see the CFS Health model and framework and they go, oh my God, like this is just it makes so much sense. It's so simple. It's so simple. And I said, yeah, it is simple. Simple doesn't mean it's easy to do. Simple is usually hard to do because you think that you need a complex answer to a complex situation, whereas the complexity that you're currently experiencing is asking for simplicity. Complexity does not need more complexity. Complexity is asking for simplicity. And so I just want to leave you with that. This is a short podcast. I just want to leave you with that punchline and sit with it. Stop overcomplicating things. What is your next best step? Inside our program, we have a monthly Win the Month planning session where we sit down together and we identify exactly what each individual needs to focus on for the month ahead. Why do we do this? Because we need to simplify. We don't need more overwhelm. We need intention, and we need to have a real clear focus on what we're going to do, what's going to help us the most based off our current situation. The current situation changes all the time, and so we need to sit down and make that a priority. And so again, my suggestion to you is make it a priority. Really tune into yourself and notice, how am I going about this? Is this the most useful way to go about this? Is there really anything to beat? Or is there something to love and something to move forwards with and something to move towards? Again, if you're already in that place where you're not coming from this place of fear and desperation, but you're coming from this place of, okay, you're grounded, I need to focus on my health, I need to play the long game. If that's you, then it's about identifying, well, what is my next step? What do I need to do to move forwards? And once you've got that, then you can move forwards. So I'm going to leave you with that. Hope it was a bit of an eye-opener. There is a bunch of epic episodes coming up. So speak to you soon, and all the best for now. Bye. Hey, I hope that episode was really, really helpful. Here are 3 ways we can help you whenever you are ready. The first way is through our free Facebook group. It's called the CFS Health Recovery Info Hub. Go and join there. It's a private group. I think there's like 4,500 people in there currently. We add free trainings in there. We add free helpful content and reminders to keep you going on your recovery. The second thing is our free resources on our website. We have the free baseline training. We also have the 3-step recovery process to start living again, and the recovery framework too. So go check that out. We'll leave some links in the description. And thirdly, another way we can help you is you directly work with us professionally. And this is where you would enroll in our mentorship program. And this is where we help clients literally step by step all the way through their recovery to living again. So if you would like help on a professional level, if you would like help on a practical level, which I think is the biggest problem in the world right now, this is what we provide, feel free to apply for the program. It is application only, so make sure you fill that out properly. We want to know what the current struggles are for you. We also want to know what your 3 goals are if you were to work with us. And it's really important that we get to know you on a deeper level, because this will help us identify where your stuck points are, and we can also identify a plan for you that you can start to implement right away. And so if you'd like to work with us and all of our amazing coaches, and also be surrounded by some freaking amazing people in over 53 countries, our program is the most comprehensive online recovery program there is. We cover every aspect of recovery. I'm not going to bore you with the details. You can just apply. We'll send you the information pack, which covers everything inside it, including the investment, the time, and what you get inside of it as well. So really looking forward to connecting with you there. And again, make sure you subscribe to the podcast, leave a review if you found it helpful. You know, we really want to make a difference in the world. We want to make sure that our content, our work really reaches people in need, because the amount of times someone says, oh my God, I wish I found this 7 years ago, it happens every week. So let's do this together and make some positive change in the world. All the best for now, and we'll see you very soon. Bye.